In continuation with this chapter, now let's study another topic, that is torque on a rectangular current loop in a uniform magnetic field. We have studied in 10th standard about electric motor, in which we have studied that the motor rotates and converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. So the reason of rotating of a coil is a torque. A torque produced because of the force exerted onto the coil because of a magnetic field. Thus here we will calculate the value of torque. For this, let's consider planar poles of magnet, which gives uniform magnetic field. And let's study first case in which the magnetic field is in the plane of the loop. In between these two poles, rectangular conducting coil is placed, and this magnetic field is in the plane of this rectangular conducting loop. The two ends of the coils are connected to commutator, also known as slip rings, used to reverse the direction of current in every half rotation. Thus, coil rotates in one direction only, and with this commutator, carbon brushes are connected, and carbon brushes are connected with the battery. The current passes through carbon brushes and then to the commutator and then through the whole coil. Here the current is in anti-clockwise direction. Steady current is flowing through the coil, and this coil is pivoted, that is fixed through a pointed support, thus will only do rotational motion and not translational one. This is a rotational vertical axis along y, and the magnetic lines of force is along x-axis from north to south pole. Here the area vector is perpendicularly outward, that is here it is outward, as the current is in anti-clockwise direction. Therefore the area is into the plane. Here perpendicular outward is into the plane, and if the current is clockwise, then area vector is normally outward. Now let's calculate the value of torque for this area of a rectangular coil. Is length into breadth, that is LB, and this is coil A, B, C, D. As this coil is placed in a magnetic field, therefore each side will experience a force, that is magnetic force. So this side AB is experiencing force F1, let Side BC is experiencing force F2. Side CD is experiencing force F3. And DA is experiencing force F4. Now, because of this four forces, the coil rotates. Now, let's study about force F2 and F4. Here, as F2 and F4 forces are parallel to magnetic field, thus magnetic field will not exert any force on these sides, as sides BC and AD are parallel to magnetic field. Therefore, no force exerts on it, or F2 equal to F4 equal to 0. Now let's study about the forces F1 and F3. Now for force F1 and F3, this side BA is perpendicular to the magnetic lines of force. Thus this magnetic lines of force will exert force on this side AB and CD, as sides BA and CD are perpendicular to magnetic field lines. Therefore, force exerted on AB is, by Ampere's law, F1 equal to steady current I, length is L, cross B vector. In terms of direction, L is along positive y-axis, therefore J cap. B is along positive x-axis, therefore B I cap. And we have studied orthogonal unit vectors. When we move from J to I, that is in clockwise direction, then the third vector is negative. Therefore, it is equal to I. J cross I is minus K cap, that is along negative Z axis. BIL minus K cap. This shows that the force is acting into the plane of a loop. Now, similarly, F2 force exerted on side CD F3 force exerted on side CD by Ampere's law. Its value is I. L vector cross B vector. In terms of direction, it is minus J cap. Cross B I cap. J cross I is minus K, and minus into minus is plus K. Therefore, F3 vector equal to BIL K cap, that is out of the plane of a loop. Thus, by forces F1, F2, F3 and F4, we have seen that these forces are zero and these forces are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. Therefore, net force on the loop is zero. And as the direction of force F3 and F4 is opposite, therefore they will create a couple and thus produces torque. Forces F3 and F4 creates torque, which is given by this diagram, that the perpendicular distance between these two opposite forces this force is going into the plane and this is going out of the plane of a paper, and the distance between them is perpendicular distance. This is the force direction which is going into the plane, that is F1, and this is the direction of force F3 which is coming out of the plane of a paper. From center, this length is equal to the side BC, that is B, and half of it is B by 2 from the center, and this is also B by 2. Therefore, torque is given as the magnitude of either of the two forces, opposite forces, and perpendicular distance between them. That is, therefore, torque is equal to F1 B by 2 plus F3 B by 2. F1 is, magnitude of F1 is BIL B by 2 plus BIL B by 2, and the magnitude is equal to BIL. The direction of this torque is given by right hand screw rule. The fingers gives the direction of current and thumb, that is the thumb point advances gives the direction of torque. Here the thumb advances in vertically downward direction, thus the direction of torque is vertically downward. For N turns, here torque is equal to BILB, or L into B is the area of a rectangle, that is equal to BIA. This is the value of a torque exerting on this rectangular coil when the current is flowing in anti-clockwise direction. When the current flows in clockwise direction, then the torque will act in upward direction. For N turns, N is the total number of turns in coil. Here we have calculated this for one turn of a coil. For N turns, torque is equal to BINA. Now this is the case when the rectangular coil is in the plane of magnetic field. Now let's study the case when the rectangular coil is making an angle theta with uniform magnetic field. When plane of a loop is at an angle theta with magnetic field, which is uniform magnetic field. Magnetic field lines are uniform, moving from north to south pole. A rectangular coil is placed at an angle theta with a magnetic field. Let's draw one more line of magnetic field. The area vector is normal to the plane of a loop. Normally outward. Direction of current is anti-clockwise. Sides are A, B, C and D. Area vector is making an angle theta with uniform magnetic field, which is along x-axis. So this angle is 90 minus theta. Pi by 2 minus theta. This is the axis of rotation. Forces are F1, F2, for side CD it is F3 and F4. Now here the torque produced will be somewhat less than the previous case which we have studied. In that case the torque was maximum. Here, as the perpendicular distance is less as compared to the previous case, therefore the torque is also less. Now let's find the value of forces by side BC and AD. F2 force, area of a rectangle is same, that is length into breadth. Here the F2 force is exerted on side BC, which is equal to, by Ampere's law, I. Length is here equal to B, that is breadth, cross B vector, and force exerted on side AD is F4, which is opposite in direction to that of BC, equal to I minus B vector cross B vector. Now we can find the direction of F2 and F4 force by right hand palm rule or Fleming's left hand rule. That is, for side BC, the force acting in vertically upward direction. Vertically outward, or here in this case by right hand palm rule or by Fleming's left hand rule, the direction is vertically downward. Here we can write upward. Now these forces F2 and F4 will not create any force or torque on the coil because these forces are equal in magnitude as well as opposite in direction, but they are acting on the same line of action, that is along vertical y-axis. Thus these forces are collinear forces, and collinear forces will not create any torque on the coil. Therefore, as this force F2 has its direction which is vertically upward, and force F4 has vertically downward direction. F2 and F4 are producing no net force and torque, as they are equal in magnitude and opposite in direction. Thus net force is 0. Also, they are passing through same line of action, that is along vertical y-axis. Therefore, these forces are collinear forces. Which are anti-parallel and passing through same line of action, thus will not create any torque. Thus net force is 0 as well as net torque is also 0 due to F2 and F4 forces. Now let's see F1 and F3 forces. F2 force, F1 force is exerted on side BA. By Ampere's law, it is equal to I L vector cross B vector. Direction is along y-axis, that is j cap. B vector is along x-axis. J cross I is minus k. Therefore, BIL minus k cap, that is along negative z-axis or into the plane of the loop. Given by cross, and also F2 is exerted on side CD. F3 is by Ampere's law I L vector cross B vector equal to L minus j cap cross B I cap. J cross I is minus k, minus into minus is plus k. That is along positive z axis or out of the plane of a loop. Represented by dot. Now here we can see that direction of force F1 is into the plane and direction of F3 is out of the plane of a paper, and their line of action is also different. Thus, they are not collinear forces and thus create torque. Their net force is 0, but the torque is not 0. Due to force F1 and F3, net force is 0, but torque is not 0 as these forces are not collinear. Therefore, magnitude of torque is given by magnitude of either of the two opposite forces which are not collinear into perpendicular distance between their line of action. Now here let's find the perpendicular distance. First write the formula. It is magnitude of either of the two opposite forces which are not collinear, into perpendicular distance between lines of action. Now let's find first perpendicular distance between these two forces. Let us consider this point as D, E, and this is point F. Now the distance of this point E and F is B, that is because EF is parallel to BC, therefore this distance is equal to breadth. Now this magnetic field lines are horizontal lines making an angle pi by 2 minus theta. So let's join it, because here we are considering this angle and this is equal to horizontal line parallel to magnetic field, and when we will join these two lines, this is a right angle triangle. So this is equal to pi by 2, this angle is equal to pi by 2 minus theta. Now as the sum of three angles is equal to 180 degree, therefore this angle is equal to theta. Now opposite to theta, this is known as the perpendicular distance, which is opposite to B, and it is known as component of B, which is the perpendicular distance. So here we can say that for this kind of condition, when the rectangular loop is at an angle theta with uniform magnetic field, then this is the perpendicular distance, which is equal to the component of side BC, that is equal to B sine theta. This is the perpendicular distance. Or we can understand that this triangle which we have constructed is perpendicular to the plane of this loop. Thus, this is the perpendicular distance. Now, as this is theta, so its opposite side is perpendicular distance equal to the component of this B equal to B sine theta. Therefore, magnitude of torque equal to magnitude of either of the two opposite forces, which is equal to BIL into B sine theta. L into B is the area of a rectangle. Therefore, we can write BIA sine theta. That is, when we compare it with the previous case, it is sine theta times of BIA. That is, this is less than the previous value. Or we can write it in this way also, that torque is equivalent to B I magnitude of A cross B vector. This is for one turn of a rectangular coil. For n turns, torque is equal to BI N A, or torque is equivalent to N and I are constant, and we can write A vector cross B vector, that is angle between area vector and magnetic field is theta. And if this angle is maximum, that is 90 degree, when sin 90, then torque will be maximum. Now here A vector and this is B vector. So by this we can find the direction of torque, that is here A vector and this is B vector. Angle between them is theta. By right hand screw rule, when A is approaching towards B, then the thumb is advancing in downward direction. Therefore here also the direction of torque is vertically downward. And area vector into I is equal to magnetic dipole moment of a coil, which is equal to here from this equation M is equal to IA, where M is magnetic dipole moment of a coil. Thus we can write torque is equal to M vector cross B vector. M is equal to I into A. For N turns, we can write NIA, M is equivalent to NIA, or the direction of magnetic dipole moment is same as that of the area vector, which is here vertically outward or perpendicularly outward. If the direction of current is clockwise, then the area vector is vertically outward in this direction. Now, as the direction of current is anti-clockwise, therefore the area vector is vertically outward. We cannot take it in when the current is flowing in anti-clockwise direction, we cannot take it in this way. Here, unit of magnetic dipole moment is ampere into meter square. Thus, torque in terms of magnetic dipole moment is m cross b vector. Here, if the angle between magnetic dipole moment and magnetic field is 0 degree or 180 degree, that is, if magnetic dipole moment is either parallel or anti-parallel, then torque vanishes. That is, it will be 0 or the perpendicular lines will be 0. Then these two forces will become collinear. There will be same line of action, thus they will not produce any torque. Also, by this SI unit of magnetic dipole moment, we can find the unit of torque, which is equal to ampere into meter square. Unit of magnetic field is Newton second upon Coulomb meter. Ampere can be written as in terms of Coulomb per second, charge per unit time, into meter square into Newton second upon Coulomb meter. Therefore, meter and meter will cancel out, second, Coulomb will cancel out, and we remain with Newton into meter, which is the SI unit of torque.